So with that rambling, I guess we've talked for long enough. So some final thoughts, Ansimo. Would you like to take it away? What do you hope for the future of Arena? How do you think this new China deal will turn out?
I don't know, man. The China is quite specific environment, and they can just pull out lots of the different stuff like we didn't see in Europe or NA markets or Steam of the games. I mean, they have the potential as every studio would started in China, but probably CA will take it maybe closer to the EU. We shall see. I think like this potential in this game that this is the niche because there is no other game probably more like this one. So I think like maybe in 10 months we shall see if this is this revive or another failure.
Okay, Gunslinger.
One thing I wanted to talk about a little bit more was the tournaments in terms of marketing. Where the tournaments are probably some of the most fun things to watch most of the time. I mean, I'm a bit biased because we obviously played a lot, but some of the things that really let down the experience of using the tournaments for marketing to new players was the pro UI in general just made it kind of hard to watch. Red blob with health bar versus blue blob with health bar kind of took away from the flavor. And then obviously no spectator mode, which also meant no 10v10 was possible, was uh, kind of took away from the scale unnecessarily of the battles. And then lastly, I think there really should have been tier 10 tournaments, especially since a lot of the balance revolved around tier 10 and tier 9 matchmaking. And I think that's where the game was at its best and where it was the most balanced. And also, you want to show off tier 10 and show how cool all these high tier units are so that people actually have a goal and can see what they're grinding for instead of just playing for no reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. That tournaments are not necessarily a tool to market to a completely new audience to draw new people into the game, but rather to incentivize your current player base to keep playing and strive for the level that those best players in the world display. But about the tier 10 tournaments and 10v10 tournaments, even if they were possible on a technical level, I don't think we were there as a community yet. As in, there were just not enough clans that would be able to put forward a 10-man team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we just didn't have enough time for a lot of people to get to tier 10. And
yeah, that's why a lot of my tournaments were tier 7, tier 8, and 7v7, 8v8, rather than 10-10 or 9-9, right? Anyway, pardon?
Well, this time I might have an idea of what can we expect in the China area, because with the deal between CA and the NetEase, they're giving or they are doing something with the general of the CA games, right? So they are giving the total arena and the other creative assembly games at the same time, so the community can see that there's a game like that. So it might be a success. At least I believe that way. But my concern is how will that success, if we speak that is a success, will affect us, the players not in the China and the players in NA or Europe, right? So will it be the same as in China, or will it be there's a different version, like in the Conquest Blade, there's a Frontier version and the other version, and player base just divided between that. I think you could get that idea from the CB players like that. That's the main problem or main concern of mine.
Yeah, to be honest, I would see that more as a hope rather than a concern, because Conqueror's Blade is successful enough to be able to sustain multiple, uh, spread out player bases. Like none of the servers really suffers from a low enough population, like the Arena kind of did. So it isn't an issue for them, and the advantage that comes from it is exactly that what you said, the different versions, where the Chinese version is known to be more pay to win, than the other versions, because I've spoken as a content creator. Another thing that the content contributor program did, they hosted an event for all the content creators to come and basically ask questions about the development and such, as they were talking about what's new with the new season. And they reassured us that, when I asked personally why there are different versions and why are we getting some stuff later than the other versions, they are actually checking through things, and if there is a thing that could turn out pay to win, they either just straight up don't introduce to the Western version or change it so that it's not pay to win. Can't really bring you an example because I don't know exactly what a Chinese version looks like. But I've just heard that there are certain pay to win elements to it, while in the Western version they're pretty much none. I mean, if you were really persistent, you would find some things, but they're definitely not a big issue. Mongoose?
So the thing I just wanted to say to cap it off really is that if their game is struggling, they just need to not be afraid to look at what other games are doing well and sort of put their own spin on it. Like the most famous successful resurrection of a game in recent memory was Rainbow Six Siege. They took the time out, they fixed all their bugs, and players flocked back. If you look at League of Legends, like balance needs to be updated regularly, not just like once every 6 months or however often Arena did it. And like to go back to the supporting the content creators and the community run tournaments and all the things that their hungry player base is putting so much effort into, it doesn't require a huge amount. Like no one's asking for $1,000 prize pools or anything like that, but if the tournaments, even if it was just the finals of the tournaments, were streamed on the official CA or Wargaming or whoever the new Chinese ones done for, like on their official Twitch channels or something, just to give it more exposure, it doesn't take a huge amount. Like learn from your mistakes and hopefully it will be a successful resurrection.
And Jacob?
I hope that if this China deal goes good for them, I hope that they get more resources to improve the game and make more content to it and polish all kind of the features that players like. But I think there is a risk that Western audience don't like the same kind of the stuff that Asians like. So there is a bit of conflict. I cannot say totally what this difference is because I don't know the Asian games. I have only played some of them, and they are not always very attractive enough to Western players. So basically, they need to decide if they want to target the game more into Asian players or to Western players, or add something to that both likes. I don't know what is good thing for them to do, but this is something they should look